right, Bruce with targeted wealth creation. Let's jump in. I'm running behind here a little bit. I'm going to do CONY and MSTY together, kind of like I used to. I'll probably do them separate still in the future. But let's jump in here. I actually wanted to do CONY first, so let me get that one. I'm not going to bother to pull over the trades. So both of them had trades. Both of them had a lot of shares bought, like 8 and 9%. People are just piling in. I mean, these have been two of the best payers, clearly. But hopefully you guys saw my update on YBIT. Just got that out. All right, so what happened today? 2.65%. Coin went. It seems to be trading a lot because I own some coin and I've been writing for 5 weeks now. I own one contract, right? I got put a 237.5 coin put, and I think I got $9, and I've been writing calls. I'm up to about $30 in premium. So I've got a 232.5 this week that I got 545 for. I've been averaging about 6 or 7 a week. And every time I think I'm going to get called out, because it's been trading between 240s down to 220s, and I'm pretty fortunate. On one hand, I'd like to get the cash back to use for some other things because it's a lot of money just to put in a single stock. But I'm kind of using the wheel strategy, right? I wanted to collect the put premium by selling the put. I was willing to own it at that price, so I got it. And there's only 1 week I wasn't able to write a call. And so what I did on that one is I just went out 2 weeks in order to get a decent premium, like $6. So like I said, my net price now is under 200. So I'm fine if I get called out at 230, 2.5 if I don't. And the way it's like a yo-yo, although this week I have a feeling we'll get past it and stay past it, but who knows really. Okay. So we were up 2.65 in coin. We were up 2.11 in CONY, right? CONY's waking up. It's performing better. It's not in that lull where it just was ignoring MicroStrategy and BTC, you know, and MicroStrategy owning a lot more Bitcoin than Coinbase does. But I think Coinbase is like the 5th or 7th largest company entity that owns BTC. MicroStrategy by far the largest at like 17 billion or something worth of BTC. So anyway, moving out here, the shares, look at this, 24,000 to 25,900, right? 1,875,000 shares. Okay, let's look at that on a percentage basis. And I'll go and show you this 2,100 contracts. They wrote them at 245, so we collected 640,000 to go on top of our 9 million that we rolled on Friday, right? So that's a good trade, and they sold it at 245. This was probably up around 240, or maybe less than that, and they got 305, right? So good trade on CONY managers, no problems. I'll show you on the weeklies where we stand, and then we'll go look at those synthetics. So 1%, we're getting a little close here, right, on that one we wrote on Friday, because we were up on the underlying, right? And CONY was up. Oops, do I even have the right price there? Let me check the number. May 30. Nope, sure don't. 23.27. You know, when you do these numbers, sometimes you just know. Okay, so 4 trading days left this week. We're a little tight on this one. This one we're okay. I mean, the problem is it's less than 10% of the total, right? So we got to get a little lucky here, right? Look how many times we've been in this game, CONY. So what have they done on their synthetic? Well, for the first time it had gotten down below 230, first time in a long time. Now it's back. So we got a 7 million But when we're selling these and we're above, we're not adding any money, right? We're losing money. It's only when you can buy the call real cheap and sell this and you're way out of the money, and you usually have a liability down here, right? But you're collecting money in the piggy bank, the synthetic piggy bank. We're not, right? So ultimately they have to roll to capture that, especially if the calls run away from them and they have to buy it back. Let's hope we don't have that. But that's been a problem lately. Okay, so in holdings, here's the 7 million positive, right? And this is just 4 days, right? Sometimes I do the chart, sometimes I haven't drugged down the chart values. So we had 20 million, we had 18 million, we had a 5 million loss, now we're back to a 7 million. So that's what happens. I mean, the IV and the crypto oriented in Coinbase definitely is there, right? So we get better premiums for our calls. And look at this, 7.8% of the fund got bought up, right? So people went in about 1.875, which represents 7.8, because we had 24 million and 25,000. We now have 25,900,000. So tracking that's turned out to be a kind of a good thing. It tells you a lot, right? It tells you people are chasing yield. Don't chase yield! Heck, I do it at times, right? We can lecture all day, but it's part of that. You know, we all have a little greed in us, right? Greed is not always bad, as a Wall Street Wolf says, right? Or, that was a classic movie. Don't get me started. All right, so on the weeklies, this, you know, I showed you this. I haven't updated this, but you know where we are. We're right in this zone. We're still positive. We still have broken out. We'd have to go below like 218, right, and declining. So we're fine. It just, we haven't taken off. You know, once we take off, it should be 250, 300, and very likely it'll continue this upper part of this line, right? It'll be up at 350, whenever it is in a time frame. Usually these lines connect, right? Just like the bottoms connect. So when we get up there, the next pullback will be aligned out here, right? There's something to parallel lines in charts. It's just amazing. Okay, so we talked about May, we talked about the weeklies, we went over the holdings. This is a close, right? 23.27. Fair value is 23.21. So wow, we're too expensive by 6 pennies. We better sell. Okay, joke. All right, let's jump into payments. I need to get on to Misty. I can't dilly-dally with you guys today and rant, even though you know I love to do that. Okay, 7 million profit. This is the toughest call I think I've ever had to do in YieldMax, and I'm vacillating back and forth. You know, I set $1.22. They're giving them credit. Okay, as we set, they've earned 41 cents. Right? They'll pay this all day. They've got a $1.89 loss. Okay. So that's primarily coming from the synthetics, right? They got $7 million worth of profit that they could roll. They're not going to roll for just right now to pay you. They'll take it out of treasuries. They'll take it somewhere. But even if you add the 27 and give them credit, what's that? That's 68 cents, right? So they don't want to drop below $1. They've never paid below $1. I told you the story about this will be the 9th payment. Wait, June, July. Oh, this is the 10th payment, I think. And now I'm getting confused. Yeah, I think it's the 9th. I think they had 3 last year and 5 so far. So they want that year. They want to be able to say to institutional money, although they like to see a 2-year, 3-year history. They want to say to people, we got a track record. What do you mean we're returning capital? Look at CONY. It's $23 now. It's June. We paid $20 in 12 months. The fund started at $20. Is that a return of capital? No. You've got a 15% gain on your underlying, and you collected $20. Who's doing that for you? So this is what's the thing I'm trying to say? This is the movie star right now of the fund, right? Because it's got 9 months, right? NVIDIA's certainly a winner, you know, but everybody knows about NVIDIA, right? I mean, people would say, well, just buy the stock, you can make millions. Well, you need millions to buy the stock, although the split will help. But with this thing, you're getting 100% return, literally getting 100% return on your money, right? So you can deploy that capital, you can drip, you can, you know, there's just so many options here, depending on if you're in taxable or non-taxable. So my point is at 67. I think they want the integrity of the fund to be withheld. I think they'll get those payments up in the next couple months, and hopefully BTC and Coinbase will cooperate, and they'll easily be able to pay, right? So I don't see them breaking $1. This may be their lowest payment, it may only be $1. So I think the worst case is $1. Could they be really bad and pay 80 cents? Yeah, but I don't think they will. I think they pay $1. But I'm trying to give them the benefit of the doubt and keep it at $1.20. So I'm vacillating. I said $1.22. I'm thinking $1 is good. So let's see. Maybe they split the difference and pay $1.11, $1.10, $1.09, right? Let's see what happens. So I'm not going to go back. I'm in a rush. The market's going to open. I'm not going to go through every nook and cranny here in the stats. You got what you need. All right. I'll see you guys tomorrow on more updates. And I'm going to move over and do MSTY right now. All right, MSTY, MSTY, MSTY. All right, let's look at May. So MSTY had 3 trades, right? And their 3 trades were 94 was their values, right? So they sold a short a call. They went out to 1700s, and then they bought 94 contracts of calls and sold 94 contracts of puts. So let's look at the call first. They also sold, well, they went from 5.175 to 5650, right? So that's 200, sorry, that is 475. And you had 1875 in the other. So the naked eye might look at that and say, oh, well, a lot more people rushed into CONY. Well, the amount of dollars that rushed in there was greater, but what about the percentage on the stock? I think MSTY won that, right? And probably people are seeing that they're going to pay more. So let's go take a look at that. I think we had 8.9, if I remember. Let me see if I have it in CONY Holdings. 7.8, right? Here we are in MSTY, 9.18. So the old adage, by the way, I'm going to add another field when I'm doing my payout distribution predictions going forward. I'm not going to tell you what it is, but right now I got an average. I'm going to put some other statistical factors out there that I think will play and will help nicely. And being a math guy and being a numbers guy and doing a lot of things in my head, I'll just share you. Once I show it to you, you may not even understand the definition, but I'll explain it to you. And I think it'll help us a little bit analyze the past payouts and not, I wouldn't say predict the new one, but understand the new prediction a little bit better. Okay. So that's coming. I got a lot of things on the channel for you guys. So keep the comments coming. Let me know what you like. Tell me what you want to see that you're not seeing. All right. So I'm back to MSTY. Let me catch up to where I'm at. So what they did was they added, I had to show you the share count. They're doing nicely, 10 million. Let's take a look here. So they've gone from having 9 million, dropped to 1, went down to losing some money. This is where a negative is not, right? We want this top number to be bigger, right? Because we have to sell this and we have to buy this back. We want this to go to 0. And we want this to get really big, right? That's the name of the game in the synthetic world. They're both bullish bets. But on the put, you sell it hoping it evaporates and you keep all the money. It evaporates as long as it stays at 1540. Well, we're at 1627. So this is all time premium because it's out till July 19th. So always educating, right? And this has that same time premium, but a lot of it is the distance between. So at 1627, you have $87 worth of just value. The rest is time premium. So you can kind of see that. This has no dollar value, right? When it's above 1540, there's no strike value. There's only time left, right? So that's why you have a difference in these numbers, right? I know I'm saying right a lot, geez. So if you're understanding. Okay, let's jump weekly. The problem here for Misty a little bit is what CONY faces a lot lately, is they're getting run by their numbers, right? So we flew up from 15 something to 1627. Misty moved up nicely. But now we're behind in a couple of these with 4 trading days. Now these are volatile. We could easily go back down, right? But the one we wrote today was a 1700. These are dinky. We had written these last week, right? 23 contracts and 50. They mean nothing. This one means a lot, right? That's 80% of all the contracts. And we're behind the 8 ball on that, right? By 17. What did we even sell those for? Let's go to May and look at the 1610s. Well, we had 2 batches, right? We had one here. We sold it for, right now we're 17 behind. Okay, I'll take that. We got $33 and we got 33.05 and 33.02. That's why they had been broken apart, right? As 2 transactions. So technically 1643 and yeah, both at 1643 because it's the 2-cent difference. That's until we give them all the money back. Then we truly start losing. My view is we're losing already because they gave us that money. But I can accept losing half of it, you know. I don't want to lose any of it. So let's hope for some volatility. Now the good news is when it runs up and it runs past these, the synthetic goes from 7 million. But then they have to roll the synthetic to get the cash to buy back. It's yin and it's yang. Okay, trying to get to the key stuff here. Let's just jump over into it. What's fair value? Let me do one thing quick. Okay, 34.33. They're saying we're overpriced by 43 cents. I don't think so. We're 90% behind, right? Because we've been run over by the 1610 and the 1615. We're at 1647. These are safe, but they're dinky. They're not even 12% of these guys, right? So let's see what's happening. This one is dicey as well, but not near as tough as CONY. So $1.99 loss, right, on our synthetics. But altogether, we've got a nice profit, right? $3.97 that we could pay out. So a lot of times they're willing to pay half that, right? So half that's, you know, $1.98.5 when I look at it and do the math. So $2 is not out of the question, especially since it's Misty. Again, it's kind of known as their top payer. Nobody's ever paid $3 except for Misty. They opened up and paid $3. If you watch my YBIT, there's some chance that they could pay $3 on YBIT. I don't think they will. I'm more like 280, worst case 250. I'd be shocked if it was $2. But anything can happen with YieldMax and their funds. It's a new one. I think they're motivated to pay a good amount out. So let me focus on this one. So $2 is 69% yield. This has a 90 to 100% yield. could they go pay us? I mean, I was saying 242, right? That's why I was saying $2 to $2.50. So let's see. I'm pretty sure we're going to get $2 when I can easily see $1.98.5. Why not make it 2? They would. Okay, would they give us any more? They might. So that's what I got for you. Caballeros, that is what's going on, people. Let's hope that we get these. You know what? YieldMax is meeting tonight, and we will know early before the market opens on Wednesday, and I'll do a video shortly after on all the funds and update you guys and tell you how bad my estimates were. All right, I know a few of you are counting because I got to tell you again, my YBIT, nobody is seeing YBIT like I see it. I'm either going to be a fool or a genius, okay? I hope I'm in between. And again, it's a guesstimate based on what I see, okay? So I think $2 is worst case on YBIT. And 3 would be a shock and a surprise, but there's a 20% chance we got $3. Okay, that's what I got for you. I'm going to let everybody go. Bruce out. Head into your trading day. Head into your job. Enjoy your day off. Whatever life treats you and wherever you are. Okay, peoples. Again, I'm not a financial advisor. This is not financial advice. It's for fun and entertainment, and I really hope you were entertained. All right, bye.